Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, this is Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. To our main conversation now. The details of the kidnapped victims of the Al-Kadriyah family continue to emerge following the release of the 5 abducted girls by their captors. As the story goes, the girls were abducted on January the 2nd, along with the second born of the family, Nabeeha, as well as her father, Alhaji Mansur Al-Kadriyah, from their home located in Zuma 1 area at the outskirts of Bwari town in Abuja. An uncle to the children was shot and killed by the bandits as he was leading a police rescue team to the house around 9 p.m. on the fateful day. The father was released 3 days later and ordered to provide 60 million naira ransom before or on Friday, January 12th. But unable to meet the demand, the bandits killed Nabeeha, a 400-level student of biological sciences of the Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria. That killing actually took place around 9 p.m. on the deadline day. The kidnappers also then raised the ransom amount to about 100 million naira with a new deadline set for last Wednesday. The 4 victims released are Najiba, a 500-level quantity surveying student, her younger sister Nadera, a 300-level zoology student, both of the Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria, as well as their twin sisters, Habiba and Hanisa. Meanwhile, the FCT Police Command, in a statement issued on Sunday through the FCT Police Public Relations Officer, SP Josephine Ade, said the effort of the command's anti-kidnapping squad led to the rescue of the victims, or if you like, of the girls. But the family says no. They've countered the police, claiming that the girls were released, not rescued, but released after ransom was paid. Well, I still have with me in the studio to help us understand whether it was a release or a rescue and what both terms mean. Thankfully, there's a lawyer in the house this morning. Maybe I shouldn't begin with him. I have Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid in the studio with me this morning. Barrister, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
And of course, I have had to keep Mr. Sheson Kwande back. I have constrained to stay back with us. Good morning, and thanks once again for being on the show.
Good morning once again, Cyril, and good morning to our viewers once again.
I mean, what I want to look at from a semantic or legal point of view, when we say rescued or released, what could be the possible difference?
I think that's just English language. I think we are just playing a game. We like unnecessary claim to what it is not. Everybody is aware that ransom was paid before these people were released. It was not about any rescue. I tell you, it is not. There was no rescue at all. But the police can come and give us a counter to our position. But from the information gathered from the family of the victims or whatever, is that the ransom were paid. In fact, they were told, and the information I got was that 3 families were kidnapped together with them. They were together there. So, and they said that those people collected not less than 200 million in cash. And they say they even counted the money when it was paid. They counted it.
By hand or by machine?
It's not as if they counted 1.
Yeah.
They said they were told how to arrange the bundle. So they counted it and then they said randomly, you just pick one bundle, tear it and see whether or not it's complete.
Yeah, so after counting one bundle, they cannot extrapolate. Well, this seems to put a fait accompli to the argument of release and rescue. Let me come to you, Mr. Kwande. This looks like a miracle. The police is saying that let me even read what the police said. Following the relentless advancement of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command Anti-Kidnapping Squad in a concerted effort with troops of the Nigerian Army. This means that they were probably approaching the kidnappers and they saw the light coming and they fled and they couldn't stand anymore. I think such miracles still existed in Nigeria.
Miracle not entire Jesus. And you will continue to see that happening to us. You see, each time we come out to say people are actually rescued, it baffles me. I'm sure you are aware of the news that went viral of the former Minister for Communication doing crowdfunding and donating over 50 million to support a particular family in order to pay rescue for the release of the family. If rescue are not being paid, that's someone immediate past.
You mean ransom?
Yeah.
Ransom.
Yeah. The immediate past minister, galvanizing and coordinating
his friends.
Coordinating with his friends to make sure that they raise funds in paying back some of these things. You see, I have this to say, until we are truthful to ourselves, we are going nowhere as far as this country is concerned. These funds that are being paid, there are two sides that will look at it. Are those money not withdrew from the bank? If you can't trace the withdrawal from the bank, then it is to tell us that we should stop complaining about cash scarcity. That means people have more than enough residing with them in their personal abode, where you talk about 50 million that you can just go give cash. Because here, I don't think we heard about transfer, although we know that certain transfers are being made. But most of the time when you have huge withdrawal from the bank, what is the regulators doing? We've asked the question severally. There is always a flag that tells you that this is the amount, the threshold of what an individual can withdraw. This is the threshold of what a corporate organization can withdraw. And day by day, you hear about people withdrawing millions of naira every day, either to pay ransom, either for personal. When you look even at if you go to the entertainment world, a lot of funds are being withdrawn on a daily basis by some of those things. How many of them have we been able, pardon me, I always just have to put in my profession, how many of them have we captured to even pay the right taxes when it comes to some of the revenue that they are getting for themselves? Billions of dollars are paid for some of these things. But how much taxes do they pay? Even if you have to take away the operating cost of some of these things. So, going back to our main discussion, when you say these people were actually rescued out with whatever, the family knows. You see, they say two people cannot be deceived when it comes to the aspect of lying. If you that you are telling the lie don't know, the person that you are telling will definitely know that this one is scam now. Don't scam. The family that knew what they faced, 19 days, and the conversation that was going between them, most definitely. If you want to probe it further, let them go to individuals that are associated with these people. You discover that there were massive. Actually, I just came back from Abuja. You need to see the tension on the face of an average citizen. Moving, you are driving, you are looking left, right, center, forward. If a car is following you beyond what is not, they now told me they have a technique of driving. If you are driving and behind you can see a vehicle, for more than 2-3, it's not overtaking you, you slow down, If the guy slow down with you, you start looking suspicious. And it may be a coincidence. But now they live in fear, in panic, because where is the money to even offer to other people? A lot of our family member in diaspora keeps calling you. Just my movement to Abuja, you need to see the several calls from my mom, my dad, asking, don't go out, though we know when you go to Abuja, you want to, relax and all those things. Make sure that you have understanding of the hotel where you want to stay, know the people you have to move out. This is not the way it used to be before now. And I think this issue of kidnapping and attack, banditry, has become a huge investment that people every day say, watch it, by tomorrow you will have another rescue. Don't let me say, I will have another rescue. And the other party will be telling you, we are talking of high net worth people. There are people that are paying small million, like 1 million, 2 million, to get their people out, because there are categories of some of these kidnappers. There are some that are high net worth, they are demanding hundreds of millions. There are some they ask the family to go and look for 500,000 because they are still small, group that is just to have full-blown network of requesting for hundreds of millions. So we must meet it at the board, and I will continue to say that our security architecture needs to be worked on. Even, you see, it has gone bad that when individuals in a particular location see the funny move of certain people in that area, who do they report to? What action do we carry out when some of these things, people are now afraid to even report people that they are suspicious of certain things that they're doing. People throw money, kidnapper money has been spent in our environment, doing fixing what government is supposed to fix. So if you are in your area and somebody decides to construct the road that government is supposed to construct from kidnapping money, we bother to investigate such? All we do is have thanks to this man, he has finally come to our rescue. A lot of people go after getting some of these funds, they build religious houses. To say it's part of my promises is to tell you the decadence in terms of our value proposition. All we do is that just get the money, be able to buy bags of rice and take people and do what government is supposed to do, and you just be celebrated.
Let me now come in, Barrister Tunji. Again, we come back to the question. These kidnappers killed Nabeeha's uncle. Then they killed Nabeeha. And then they said the ransom had gone from 60 million to 100 million. How all of a sudden, they lost track of what they were doing, and they became over. Well, of course, what they said was that, that the police said they are Federal Capital Territory anti-kidnapping squad and so on.
And in conjunction with army.
What exactly happened before those girls regained freedom? What exactly do you think happened?
See, unfortunately, I'm not a member of the military. So I'm not a member of the military. As I won't know exactly what happened. I only hear what they say, and I always say what I hear too from writing from people. This information I gave regarding this Nabeeha whatever. It's not an outsider information. It's not an ESA information. It's not the social media information. Information from people around those guys. Those guys, they were with them.
That's why there's a possibility you know about what we do here.
They say that what happened. So they will be well abreast of the position of things, and they won't lie. You see, the government is trying to play safe. In other words, the government is trying to look, because paying ransom is not something that we should be doing. It's not. No, I'm not saying.
I understand what you mean, of course.
If the police trying to douse that tension of the belief that ransoms have been paid. That's what government is trying to do.
But who believes this?
That's another issue. So the government is trying to put out that narrative that people will not see it as we are paying ransom. I tell you, even the police, they are paying ransom. If any of them is members. So for me, I think rather than like you said, we need to work around the problem on ground, and rather than trying to come out of. I don't even expect them to make any statement.
Right.
The police to issue statement regarding that.
Simply say we've collaborated with the family and the girls and just leave it there.
Just congratulate them. If you want to say something, congratulate the family for having a family problem. They talk about the fact that when they are released to all of us. I know people who contributed money. I know people who contributed money. I know people who are part of it. So and then the father was on a particular TV yesterday for an interview. And if answer was not paid, he would say that would be a major issue that we would say. And I was also informed that one of the children put up a post on his social media, and he said that's what pay ransom.
I recall during the children.
Yes. Of paying ransom. I say that. Yes. You see, there are some things you don't like he said. If you are lying to somebody, the person you are lying to may not know, but the person that how do you put it again?
No, the person telling the lie. If you don't know,
the person will be telling the lie.
You don't say anything. You're not telling like. Just like somebody who said, like this a joke. Somebody said, he said something, he told one lie that this and that. So the person that he lied to did not say you are lying. He only said something that you know is not possible. That was also and so that he was also aware that that kind of thing is not possible. So he now told me, are you not lying to? I can't remember the actual gist. That is just the issue. So you see, the point is that the police is trying to doubt detention. They are trying to discourage or to make it official, that issue of ransom payments. And that's what they are trying to do. And unfortunately, this is a social media age. Sometimes people in government are forgetting that they were no longer in the 70s and 80s, where you can just
control or manage
information and then tell us what to do. Today, even before the act happened, people are already aware of the issue. So they should go with that trend and to believe that, look, we are not in that dark age where we don't have that information. I think the government should do more. We should do more in terms of, definitely there are compromises.
Yeah.
People who are in government, people who are in the members of these forces, people who are in the high authority, are people who are involved in this whatever. Like another information I got was that, look, when these people told them, tell them, look, this money you are giving us is not for us. We are going to deliver. So what does it mean? It means there are people behind the scene that we are going to deliver. That is not for us. So it means people are behind them.
Just to buttress what my friend said, I saw a write-up to say, if you see an average kidnapper on the road, you can see how wretched they are, even what they are putting on. You'll be marveled that, okay, the money you are collecting, where is it? And he said, no, we are just a channel. It's like when you collect 1 million, they will give us 10,000. And you know that 10,000 is fine to us. We don't mind risking our life, to just get those things. And that's why we keep saying that if some of these ransoms are actually, and that's why I believe that people can go all out. Because when such money are actually done, I still take it back to the bank regulators. Any suspicious fund, they keep posting that thing. When you go to bank, they will say suspicious lodgement, suspicious withdrawal. This is what the NOBAN said. You cannot withdraw any withdrawal above this, attract investigation and all those stuff. How many reports have we heard? And that's why I feel CBN has failed in their own responsibility. Because if withdrawals are made, how many reports do we have behind the scene to know that that withdrawal is specifically maybe for business and not for payment of ransom? There is a way that these things are interrelated in such a way to track some of those activities. You are seeing somebody who's the average lodgement in the last 5 years is not up to 100,000, and all of a sudden you are seeing millions, not just 100 or not just tens of millions, 100 of millions coming in. And the next thing is marketers running after such to protect their interests, to say my DDA must grow. We must start investigating some of these things. People use some of this kidnap money to even start up business. And all of a sudden, you wake up and feel that somebody is out there to do what government has failed to do. So there is no need of recalling them. The value proposition must definitely be worked on in such a way that we should be able to question anyone just coming overnight. So that, with boldness, you can say, yes, I got a contract from the government. You can go and check the record that I actually did the contract. I got a business deal with a private organization, a business with a particular company. Go and check. And those things, you can have the track record. Not just somebody coming overnight and let me use the street language, you don't blow. And we start celebrating such. What value are we actually putting for the younger generation?
You see, that point you are making will only work except that we are not going to tell ourselves the truth. We only work where the day we continue to implement our law without discrimination, without fear of it. There are people in this country, the people that they pay billions the bank, nobody will question it.
No.
So until I know people, these people, they will go through.
Yes.
That is the truth. These people who are doing these businesses, because another information that I got was that, look, if you see these people that the kidnappers, that you pity them, say, this one, they hate me. They look like people who are
impoverished.
Yes, who are suffering. That all these people. That was what made me to say, this money is not for us. We are just they're like a food soldier. They're like employee. Okay. And you see, in our bank today, the banks we have banks that are only interested in their own gain. If you are a major customer, you have big money, they won't query you because they see. And some of these people are even into businesses that people see them and know them and say, this is this man. So they won't even suspect of them, and they will believe that they have a genuine a source of income. Maybe we are here when we were told that members of the cabinet, some of them are part of the bandits. That was the allegation by the former president, President Jonathan. We are also here when a member of the National Assembly was accused of being the sponsor of not one or two of them.
Yeah.
They were accused of being the sponsor of Boko Haram or something like that.
Yes.
We are also here when somebody was arrested, and my friend who is now in custody, the former DTT, this squad, the Super Cup, Abakari, when he arrested this man, I can't remember the name, it's Dalaba or so. The man who was told before his arrest he contested for primary of the party. Was
that Wadumi?
He was told he contested an election. So if he had won the election, whatever money he brings to bank, will people suspect that this is a money from one illegal businesses? They will think because he's a senator or is a member of the House of Rep or this and a part of the government or is a minister or this. They will not question it. That's the issue. Until we don't do things with that sentiment. Don't look at individual. Whether this is what the law says. Whether you are the minister, you are the governor, you are the president, ask questions. And you see again, most of these people who call our leaders, some of them they hardly spend a transfer or do check. Cash. We are detecting it. Stuff in their houses.
And you tell us cashless policy. Laws are meant for the masses.
Because yes,
not only the masses. That's what we get.
Well, here at Enterprise TV, we do congratulate the Al-Kadriyah family. Nothing tastes like freedom when you've once been a captive. So once again, congratulations to the Al-Kadriyah family. Gentlemen, let's move to
we must also remember the dead one. There are people
yes,
who were killed.
yes.
Even the police.
Yes, our prayers,
police were killed.
our hearts and our prayers do go out to,
Condolences.
our condolences do go to those who lost their lives, unfortunately, in the course of this incident. Now, but let's come to something a bit broader. Suddenly, there's an outbreak of kidnapping epidemic in Abuja. I mean, before that, the theater of operations was Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, and so on. Whereas there's a theater in Plateau and another one trying to come back in Benin, Abuja, which is in between, has become a hotbed. People are selling their houses and fleeing their neighborhoods just to avoid kidnappers. Kidnappers visit them every evening. Now, on Saturday, there was a major headline on a national daily that said that the police and other security agencies were combing forests in Abuja. Meanwhile, another national daily said that security reports or whatever it was showed that they had investigated and found out that these kidnappers were using a forest in Kaduna that was abandoned by the army. Now the question is, how does a national daily carry out this investigation to determine where these bandits were operating from, and the police were apparently looking elsewhere?
You see, first and foremost, these days they even go to your house. They don't stay on the road.
Yes.
They go to your house,
Yes.
pick you up. I heard about a report of a staff of a particular agency that has been kidnapped for over 3 weeks now. They picked him. I think that Bwari too. They picked him, picked the wife, picked the child, released the wife and the child. That the person should go back and sell all their property to come and bail out, pay ransom to excuse the husband. So you ask yourself that, is the failure when you refuse to take care of the people in your neighboring states, thinking that it's their problem? It's robust to what we are currently saying. There's another school of thought that feels that because a southerner is actually being appointed to govern FCT, the normal language to say we'll make the place ungovernable seems to be the action. Because with the little questioning I had when I visited Abuja, people seem to be giving credit to Wike for some of his action in terms of infrastructure development. I witnessed, at least I saw some myself, and he said a lot of that was actually a project he started, a few years back, decongesting some area, demolition and making infrastructure to make life better, that they never experienced this kind of development. That the last time they did that was during
Wiki,
yeah.
Oh, don't do anything. What have you done?
Yeah, well, I saw.
What has it been? What did you? Please tell us what you have seen.
Well,
I have taken over your job.
Yeah, no. For me,
we need to put it right.
No, you are not. So in Abuja, for example,
I'm asking this question. Sorry, because some people just based on the policy statements.
No, it's not policy.
Let me put it in perspective.
Okay.
I go to Abuja and I go to places like Galadimara and so on. Now, Galadimara I had resided before. I went back to the place and I couldn't recognize the area anymore. I said, what happened? A lot of Okada men and Kekemara that used to operate in the area, he had pushed them up into town. Okay. So that whole area, and then I think that there are some. I think there was a bridge that had been in construction, which is continuing, and happened to expand the corridor. So he might have hit the ground running, unlike other ministers who came in to say, let's see how well.
That's an area I'm speaking. I don't stay in Abuja, and you see, you can have the best information with people that reside in that particular area. I'm not saying those infrastructure are out there, but you can see that someone is having a kind of direction,
momentum, yes.
That they can say they are gathering to say, okay, we can perceive. But what they're saying is that we can only liken this particular person in the last few months to El Rufai while he was here in terms of development. That the last two administrations has not actually. So we wait for the next 1 year what some of those things will actually turn out to be. And in terms of insecurity, I learned some of those areas where you consider as spot areas that are shanties and slums are actually being demolished, to provide a better, infrastructure for those areas so that you can chase out some of those people that are not there. I'm not speaking of that. It's just what I heard from people that reside in the area. And you cannot have better information from those people than me.
I'm not saying that's not what you are saying. I'm saying, look, since Nigeria, we have become a country where this thing you are talking about, chasing out people from a particular place, has become no
urban renewal. Except that, yes,
they do that.
Yes.
So if you are saying because somebody is chasing or destroying property or whatever,
no, but I think where Sheshan is going.
I ask that question because if it's about destruction of property,
no, it's not destruction of property.
I think an attempt.
That's not an achievement.
An attempt. An attempt at urban renewal. Which of course, but you see, people also know when somebody is playing politics with a policy and when somebody has capacity to deliver. So I mean, we've seen the pushback in the past few weeks. I think it was Mrs. I've forgotten now. They led the delegation and said, Mr. Minister, your policies are, and I talked to him in his face. But the issue is that why is it plausible or possible or even probable that we have a minister of FCT who is not a northerner, as it were, and that's the problem. Because ideally, I mean, in the First Republic, we had Musa Yar'Adua, who was Minister of Federal Capital Territory in Lagos. Yeah. He was not a Yoruba, he was not Igbo, he was from the north. So the argument about inclusion, the argument about identity, the argument about are we Nigerians and can we live together, whether the person who becomes president is southern or northerner. So shall we, because of that, make the country or the city ungovernable?
For the sake of time, I think these are just mere assumptions. We were not being told that this is happening because somebody is a minister.
Anyway,
it's an assumption.
I have to consider.
I tell you, this issue of kidnapping we're talking about, it's been there. This one become popular because it wasn't only the black people that were.
But the scale at which it's going down. Yeah, the scale.
Because of the way this one happened.
And now requires that we begin to look at.
There is lawyer that happened yesterday. Although one confirmed video surfaced where in an estate and very close to the road, not even an estate, inside the bush. The estate is a very popular estate. I don't know that I mentioned the name.
No, don't worry. Yes.
They were inside. They were there. They said they came to kidnap. That they now go inside estate to kill people.
Yeah.
That's
so
what they keep saying.
One that they said they went to Army Estate. That name gave me something, and they were there inside Army Estate to kidnap people. What I'm saying that before this happened almost every day. But this one is
But the scale
at which is going now, it's on the outside.
If you are linking this to issue of politics,
which is a possibility.
It is. I'm not saying much.
Yes.
But I think just because a week is not from that. No, I think we are bearing the issue. We are making the issue more. What we should realize that look, this is not new. So whether Wike is there or not, it's been happening.
Yeah.
When Mohammed, the former
Mohammed
the
scale is where we should
to the solution.
So
What can we do?
They now see maybe they now see Abuja as a very
Mr. Abdulhamid, what can we do to secure the federal? I mean, even before now, we had armed robbers entered Aso Rock.
Yeah.
We had stories of
Larry, chief of staff.
there's one I wanted to come to. Bandits were open fire on the presidential guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under President Bwari, and you hear this and you wonder, did this really happen or not? So, what is the solution? How do we secure the? Let me begin with you. How do we secure the federal capital? If you can give me an answer in 2 minutes.
You cannot become federal capital territory.
No,
I mean to secure federal capital territory. They will move elsewhere. So we should not allow to secure Nigeria.
Okay.
And then we have said a general issue. We are not doing the right thing. We don't have enough personnel in terms of police. They don't have enough training. They don't have the motivation is not there in terms of making environment conducive for them. They pay. It's not encouraging to them. They are some of them. These people are fighting and they are thinking of how to pay rent. In their house, or how their wife will not be thrown out, or how they will pay school fees. So those are the issues. We need more importantly, we need more personnel. These people are not enough. Like I said earlier on, we have less than 400. Out of these 400, we have half of them assigned to VIP and VVIP. We have and the celebrities. The remaining 150 or 200, half of them are on the road collecting money. So do you want to kill them? These people are also human beings. How many people of them? This one.
And they
have vision in South Africa. The same set of people will go. They have vision in this.
Mr. Abdulhamid, and they too, when they collect, they make returns up the step.
We say, I think our leaders should be intentional about something. When we say we don't have personnel that are enough, the question is, the little that we have, how are we using them? Exactly. So when you have more than 60%, for 60 to 70, I can put it that way, of the police force guiding the VVIP to VIP to celebrities, I see individual celebrities go to parties and you see them having an escort behind them, a police officer carrying gun.
5 of them.
Carrying gun, just one celebrity. And you have a lot of people out there. Until the government, there was a time when this new IGP came in, it was like, we are removing, and I laughed, removing security personnel from VVIP and all those things. But these are things that are evident. We are on the social media. Even while they are out, the same set of people, 4 or 5 of them are guiding just one person. Among the celebrities, the VIP, the VVIP, now we have VVVIP set of people. If we are intentional about making security a priority, there should not be an area where you say 5 people, 10 people should go and guide an entity. 5 is allocated to the man, another 5 to the wife, another 5 to the children, going to different schools, 15 to just one family, and you have about 1,000 people out there. And we say we don't have the personnel. If those 15 are actually meant to protect all of us, so if you are staying in your area, you should use your influence, not only to protect yourself, but to protect people around you. Then will be your security watch. If an external person is coming to attack you, that's the way it used to be before now. It is the people that protect those that they consider high and mighty in the environment, not the police agency. But now it has turned to the other side because of their failure. Rather than them protecting the environment, they are looking for a way to protect themselves because they have not done what they are supposed to do to the citizen. And that's where the politician needs to look at it. Why must you, that you claim you are son of the indigent, son of the soil, you are going to your base and you are going with fleets of so much numbers of police men because you are in power, now a politician. That should not happen. You should be able to move freely in such a way that, as my friend is now, I hope when he becomes maybe a member of the House of Rep, I can still be able to shake him hand in the public.
I hope I can.
Where the police officer won't say, who are you? Even people that are of their same caliber will be trying to talk to their friend, to their brother, and the law enforcement is guiding him and saying it's not possible. He's protecting which Oga. If the Oga has done what is right and what is needful, does he need any other protection? It is the citizen that will protect them. But because of their failure, you've discovered that rather than the people protecting them, they are now looking for security to protect themselves against the people that they are supposed to lead. And that's why I think that we should start thinking through on how we can assist. If you are an highly influential person in a particular area, you should be bold enough. Take, for example, a member of the State House of Assembly that cannot stay in the constituency where he's actually protecting. Rather, he's staying in another constituency. Your presence in your area, in your constituency, should be able to bring those mopo that is following you to guide the area where people cannot go to bed and sleep and say, no, our House of Rep leader is here, providing those security that is needed, because that is the primary role of the government and is expected of the politicians that are leading us.
If our president can come to Lagos just to go to mosque and battalions of military battalion, or what they call it, I'm not a soldier,
you never know what the convoy.
Not convoy, it's like a military barrack. Move to that with the president. That suggests what? Shows that the president is aware that this country is not safe. Because I can't be a president and I'll be going to Ilorin and I'll carry an entire battalion of what's it called? About 5 load of truck of military men. I'll carry police. I'll carry this and that. What am I doing? It shows that I am also aware that I'm not safe. This country is not safe. So I will not blame anybody who has money and who will secure the services of the policemen to come and guide them.
Protect themselves at the detriment of
you. It's a pity, but it's why we find ourselves.
I will not blame any celebrity. If I have the money, I will carry. You will be surprised. And
I won't be able to have access to my phone. I won't be able to have access to my phone.
Unfortunately, I have to thank you, Mr. Sheson Okwande, for spending your morning with us this morning. You were here for the first segment and for the second. I also have to say big thank you to Mr. Tunji Abdulhamid, for Barrister at Law for that matter, for spending your morning with us today. Thanks for coming, gentlemen.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right. And that's what has been the sort of our package on Enterprise Morning today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.